All right. My guest today for Organo is Mr. Latrice
Yes.
and Mr. Bass.
You doing, sir?
Pleasure to have both of you gentlemen on. This is Sonny's new edition of Reaching for the Stars. These guys has been in the business for quite a while. They're going to give us a whole explanation and reference how the coffee business runs and how you can become a distributor. And I'm going to turn it over to these guys right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, my name is Latrice Miller. I'm a distributor with Organo Gold. Organo.
Okay.
And I have been commissioned and authorized by Organo to bring healthy coffee to the North American market. This is Mr. Bass Grant.
Okay.
He's also a distributor with Organo also.
All right.
So we have healthy coffee.
Right.
Our coffee that we have has a specialty coffee. It has something called Ganoderma in it, which is healthy. It's a herb that was grown in the Asian mountains. And what it is good for various potential ailments and things of that nature.
For the body. That's
healthy coffee.
Fantastic. Now, does this have also this is something that doesn't have the actual caffeine? Can you get it decaffeinated?
Great question. Actually, and once again, excited to be on the show, Sonny. I heard a lot about you coming out here as well, and I love the program Reach for the Stars. But before we even get into the validity of just what's in the coffee itself in the industry is the #1 most traded commodity in the world. New York itself is the reason why coffee is so big worldwide, and why so many people started gravitating to coffee. Howard Schultz, and it's all kind of people who made it to where coffee is not even just a luxury anymore. It's a necessity for most. So people say, how can you actually get involved in the industry where there's so many players in the game? And kind of like our secret ingredient is an organic herb we've infused in the coffee. So you asked about caffeine. Well, the organic herb that's in our coffee actually negates the caffeine effects. Does it still have some caffeine in it? It does, no different than decaf. But it's always good to have an herbal effect more so than a negative. A lot of the acidity that normally goes in coffee is not there. But a lot of people get a chance for my coffees and teas. The smoothness. I was a non-coffee drinker prior to the company, but I gave enough to people who drink coffee. I was part of the minority that didn't drink coffee. But the main thing I hear when people drink our products is how smooth it is. I don't know what unsmooth coffee tastes like, but they do say that our coffee is some of the best coffee they've ever tried. And even the people that's listening as well, they'll get a chance here to even know how great tasting our products are. But even from the effects of the great tasting effects of the herb that's in the coffee, but they'll get a chance to see that as well. But great question. So our coffee does have some caffeine, but the herb that's in it negates the caffeine effects.
Got you. Fantastic. Now, and I saw in several of the films that you guys have on YouTube, which is fantastic. You can just go in and see the presentation, what you guys do on a daily basis with this. How would you say in reference towards a person that wanted to look into the point of coming into the organization, but he wanted a little bit more knowledge, not just from the tape wise. Could he come in as to one of you guys in terms of being a representative to bringing him to give him a little bit more detail before he gets to the actual point?
Absolutely, I'll say this here, and I'll bring Mr. Latrice back in. Our company is right now approaching 8 years, so we're in 55 countries worldwide, and that's exciting. We have many individuals who've not only become a part of our company, but also have endorsed it, from the great Greg Norman, the great white shark as they call him, golf legend, Manny Pacquiao, to name a few, and there's more people that's coming aboard as well. So the whole concept was bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. Treasure being the Ganoderma, treasure being coffee. That was the founder's vision, Mr. Bernardo Chua. And instead of putting into storefronts where you got to put up, obviously, real estate and money and things of that nature, the best form of advertising is word of mouth. So that's what a lot of people, anything you have, anybody who has anything.
Gift for gab.
That's it. Get the gab, or they see something they want it. So a person has a good experience of anything, they're going to tell someone. And they knew that model. That model's always worked. So now it came to, well, who can we actually promote or pay for doing that? And just your average working individuals around the world. And that's where individuals from all backgrounds, professionals, who say, well, I drink coffee, I love coffee, and if I'm going to get paid for talking about it, why not? And I know Mr. Miller here has a strong professional background here. He knows first offhand, business owner, and I'll let him tell you how he got linked up about the information and why he got excited. And just for the last just several months being involved, has done very well. But I'll let him share his story of how, from his professional background, and why he saw an interest in our company, Organo.
Absolutely. Yes. It was I've been in this company for a period of time, and it's been I'm a coffee drinker, but I normally just drink one cup of coffee a day. And from my personal experience, you know, I have various customers, and like I said, I have no medical claims. I'm not a doctor, nothing of that nature. But from personally, since I've been drinking the coffee, I have been energy level has been so much higher. My hands and feet used to fall asleep all the time. It doesn't happen anymore. I had problems sleeping at night, and now I sleep so much better. I even snored a lot. I don't snore like I used to. But you know, from the claims from my customers, I have individuals who have high blood pressure and diabetes, and I've been getting a lot of positive results from listening to their stories. You know, so I'm just not selling them coffee. I'm selling them healthy coffee. You know, so
it just makes all the difference in the world. Something that's giving back, and if it's helping an ailment within their body where they're feeling a lot better, instead of drinking something that might the caffeine. I'm just going to give you a person. I had high blood pressure maybe about a month ago. Just went up for no apparent reason. I wouldn't say my cholesterol because I don't even eat oil, none of that stuff. I think it just went up from in terms of my daily routine of that I'm a go-getter. I go out, I do this, I do that. Give you for instance, I had a cup of coffee, and the caffeine made my high blood pressure go up further than what it was. What's good in the sense of what you guys are telling me, being that specific herb that y'all have within the coffee, that may deter you from what someone drinking a regular cup of coffee would have that would make the caffeine maybe affect them. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely.
Not saying that it's. I'm just saying with your actual coffee itself, this may be a helping hand for people that with ailments that they can drink something and feel a little bit more at ease, that they don't have to worry about something going up a little bit.
Absolutely, and that's why we can make any medical claims. We can only give experiences, and while we're on that matter as well, Sonny, because you brought up a good point. You're a coffee drinker, so I want everybody to kind of understand when people say, "What's the model?" Like, why? No, if they're watching right now, and you have people who are listening who say, "Well, I want to know how can I get some of that product," and there may be some saying, "Well, I might be interested in learning more about an opportunity," or others saying, how can they even, survive or really in an industry so big? How can they compete? Well, I'm gonna show you how simple the business model, or really more so why we chose coffee, because most people look at this brown bean, and even though I didn't understand it, I'm gonna ask you just right here here on the show. You're a coffee drinker, yes, Sonny?
I drink coffee, but I'm the same as Latrice in reference to the 1 cup a day.
1 cup a day. One cup a day.
What I feel that's really all you really need. I'm not saying the other people that drinks 3 and 4 cups, but I'm gonna be honest. And when I wake up in the morning, I like to have that 1 cup of coffee per day.
So 1 cup a day. Now the question, Sonny, is how long have you been drinking coffee?
Oh, I've been drinking coffee probably 25 years.
25 years. Now, the most important question is, what was the name brand of the coffee that you first got introduced to?
That the first coffee that I think is probably the regular home one, which is Maxwell House.
Maxwell. Okay, so the House of Maxwell never sent Sonny a check saying we appreciate.
Definitely not.
And they got started in the early 1800s. Obviously, back there with James Folgers. Now, the very most powerful question is, when is your end date? When is the date you have marked down to ever stop consuming coffee?
Actually, I never thought of that.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to business in America, any entrepreneur can tell you the one thing that they're chasing, outside of just success, is residual income. Residual income is something everybody at least in the world, for the most part, is chasing, because one day time is the undisputed champion. So you're going to have to stop, but nobody wants to backtrack their lifestyle. So if you're telling me that prior to meeting you're already consuming a beverage, even though I don't drink coffee, but I think Warren Buffett said it best: what the world loves to do, make it your business. What you love to do, make it your hobby. Now the world drinks coffee, and you're telling me that right now you have no end date to stop. You got 25 plus years under your belt, and you're going to probably put another 25, 30, 40, 50 years. That means that every cup that is drank, you have to spend money on it. Somebody's getting paid on that.
Absolutely.
And once they presented that to me a few years back, even though I didn't drink coffee, I said that makes business sense. Even though I don't understand how or why people are so fascinated by coffee, and I drink some coffee now, but but when I hear that and I hear about the amounts of people who drink it worldwide, our goal is 1%. 1% of the coffee industry is all we're going after. About 1.5 billion. Maybe Starbucks has about 7%, and as big as they are, there's still 93% available out there. So we're not trying to be greedy. 1% is pretty good, and that's why. So that's why I want people to understand how available it is. But even if they just want to drink coffee, they can drink our coffee and love it, and they'll make the switch. We always give people a challenge. To try to drink our coffee for at least 7 days straight, and try to go back to Maxwell House or Bustelo, whatever coffee they drink, and you'll see that the Organo is the brand you want to drink.
Oh, I listen. I heard so many good things about it, and just to see the people that's coming aboard on your coffee. What I like also is you're giving people a chance to actually to come in, tell their story, if they're coffee lovers, if they want to become a distributor, if they want to fill themselves in and traveling to all the organizations that y'all have out there. What I saw on film is unbelievable. You guys have actual gatherings and get-togethers in all types of cities and states. Made me actually excited, and I wanted to come myself.
Yeah, actually, we do several events all over the country as well. I know Mr. Miller wants to speak on that also as well. But we do events all over the country, in all 55 countries, but definitely here in the United States, from 10, 15 to 20,000 to as small as Coffee and Jazz Mixer, CJM, which is just a gathering of people coming in their home, you know, just like people normally do, come to the house, but you normally ask when somebody come, do you want any coffee or tea? We do the same thing, but we drink coffee, try the product, and a few people want to buy the product, and some may say, well, hey, I might be interested in marketing it. But I know Mr. Miller wanted to share some more intake on that as well also.
Okay. Well, you know, you asked me earlier what really attracted me about the coffee. You know, once I started looking at statistics, and I realized that 500 million people in the United States drink coffee daily. Some people drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee. Easy. And then across the world, 1.6 billion people drink coffee every single day. 4 or 5 cups of coffee with that. You know, so I looked at that and I said, wow, this is something powerful, you know. Just like he just said, whatever the world, Warren Buffett stated, that whatever the world does, you make your business. Whatever you do, you make your hobby. And I also, you know, I always read books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. And you know, my parents taught me get a good education, get a good job. I did that for 30 years in corporate America. And at the end of the day, I still was struggling. And when I read these books, I established relationships with Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki don't know me, but I know him. Napoleon Hill don't know me, but I know him. You know, and all of these guys. So, you know, one thing that's powerful about this company is that I didn't know people who achieved great success. I knew people who had great titles, but I didn't know people who had achieved great success. And in this company, this young man here, Mr. Bass Grant, and many others who have achieved great success within this company are here to help me and guide me and direct me. So now, the people that normally I was reading in the book, I now can touch. Absolutely. You know, so this is a powerful program, because a powerful organization, because systems and programs are already established. You're not alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's what makes it so powerful. So, you know, I recently left corporate America in January 2015. And now I'm doing this full time. But all of those years in corporate America, I have not learned as much as I learned this year.
Within the year that you have put in with the coffee. And you seem very, very happy,
as
very
well
happy.
as
Mr. Bass himself.
And I'm feeling very secure. In corporate America, I didn't feel secure.
Of course not.
You know, I was, you know, you don't lose your job because of what you can't do. You lose your job because of what you could do. You know, so you're always a threat. And in this company, we work together. We partner up together for a common goal. And, you know, this is coffee drinking is basically, people forget to say goodbye to their husbands, their wife, and their kids. But they won't forget their coffee.
They won't forget their coffee.
Now, I remember in corporate America, when I used to go to meetings, we used to have big meetings, but people wouldn't go sit at the table. They'd go right to the coffee stand first.
Automatically.
And then they go have to start the meeting.
You're absolutely right.
So, you know, once I started understanding the power of this business, and then I recently saw a video with Shaquille O'Neal and Magic Johnson. And what happened was Shaquille O'Neal stated that every time he passes a Starbucks, his face is cringe. And you know why? Because when Starbucks first came about, the owner of Starbucks, the founder of Starbucks, came to Shaquille O'Neal and he said, you know what, I want this coffee in the African-American community. So Shaquille O'Neal says, you know what, black people don't drink coffee. And he also said, in my household, we don't drink coffee. So he says, you know what, don't want to do business. But the founder and owner of Starbucks brought the same concept to Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson said, you know what, give me 3 stores. I'll bring it into the African-American community. But I don't want the scones, the coconuts, and all that stuff. I want sweet potato pie, apple pie, and peach cobbler, along with the coffee. And if you give me that, he took those 3 stores, turned it into 125 stores, and sold it back to the owner of Starbucks for close to $1 billion.
You've got to be kidding me. Wow.
So this is powerful. You know, so I'm an independent entrepreneur right now. You know,
and you're feeling good in America.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me tell you another thing. And Jim Rome. You heard of Jim Rome?
Jim Rome. Sounds familiar.
Jim Rome said profits are better than wages.
Okay.
Wages allow you just to live and maintain.
Right.
Profits allow you to create a fortune. So I love being in a profit-driven business because anytime I want to give myself a raise, all I got to do is do more business.
Do more business. Look at it. Wisdom within, and I know Mr. Bass himself. Just you guys going to both of the meetings and the people that you're meeting on a daily basis. You're gaining a rapport. You're giving back to communities and people that you're selling coffee to. What I did notice also within the film, in terms of the distribution of what you guys do, is the point of actually the selling and sending in terms of the postage right off to the customer.
Yes.
I thought that was fantastic. Not saying that a lot of companies are not doing that, but I like the door-to-door service.
Yes.
Somebody can call in and had a question. You guys have an 800 number.
Absolutely.
There's just so many different things that I saw within your coffee that you guys are giving people a chance to express themselves.
Right.
Even when they have a question, if they can't get to the big person, they can get to another person that can probably explain and give them in detail what they need to know about that.
Absolutely. We have a brand new preferred customer program.
Okay.
So a lot of companies don't have a 24-hour customer service for coffee and the tea and products that we have.
Right.
So and we have that now. We're so excited because now people have the opportunity of getting a 25% discount on their products. They can call our company up any time of the day. It's auto delivered to their home. They can get on a monthly service, kind of like Javali's Coffee. They do things of that nature, but or they can get it directly from one of our local distributors who may be in their area or city. But a lot of people do it online and they get dropped right to their home, and that's the conveniency. Our coffee is pre-brewed. We do have it in a K-cup form as well. So just kind of give people the opportunity of understanding what we have. We have black coffee. We have a bold King of Coffee Black, which people say that's great. We have a Colombian roast coffee. We have mocha, like a chocolate coffee, latte, green tea, red tea, chai tea, African red tea, black iced tea. We got Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, just to name a few. Cafe Supreme, which is one of my favorites, which has the coffee, Ganoderma, and ginseng. And we have so many other things, but everything is geared around the perfect delivery system for good health. Instead of trying to preach good health, like, work out a day, eat an apple a day, but we're going to put the apple into a beverage that you just said you would never stop drinking, and then they can get it directly to their home. They don't have to technically stop drinking what they drink. And some people, I know some people from Dominican Republic who love their Bustelo. They say, I'm never going to stop drinking Bustelo, but they don't walk around Bustelo on them. They like it when they get home. So when they're out and about in the world on business, that's where they can have that great tasting supplement coffee, which is our coffee, pre-brewed, and all you need is hot water. If you get the pre-brewed sachets, all you need is hot water that you can kind of see up here as well. And it's great coffee on the go, and it's fresh when you want it. That's the thing, because some people don't like 2-3 hour old coffee sitting.
Can see it.
Absolutely, and just but they can definitely just make it whenever they want to, fresh on the spot. Hot water is free. I go to a lot of places, skip a lot of lines, and say I need a cup of hot water, and it's amazing. The hot water comes right out, and I make it right there, and enjoy it every single time. And I always tell people, just get the benefits. We talk about a lot about the health aspect. That's why we want to go into a lot of what the herb does, because it's an adaptogenic herb. So if you Google Ganoderma / cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, you'll see all kind of things that validate what we're saying. We want people to get the experience. So if you're out there listening, saying, hey, how can I get a sample and things of that nature, when you get a chance to try coffee and hit us up, you'll get a chance to try the coffee, the teas, and let the body just drink coffee like you normally do. Your body's not going to lie to you. And then you have a few saying, how do I become part of that preferred customer program? Discount, things of that nature. Is absolutely phenomenal. And then obviously you have a few saying, how do I want to get involved if I don't have this in my city? That's where the opportunity allowed me, for almost 5 years ago. Actually May 4th to be exact, 2010. There was really nobody really promoting this in my city. I'm from Tampa, Florida. And I'm like, nobody's really doing this in Florida. I'm like, well, somebody has to become the start. And that's what we did. And we became very, very successful in doing so and helping a lot of people in many different countries just from us getting started back on May 4th. But there's people right now, states, cities, provinces, where there's nobody at all. So for anybody to see an opportunity, they say, well, hey, I've never heard this product, and I'm in this city, state, whatever. How do I go about becoming a local distributor to where people are getting a product from me? That's the opportunity available. And then some watching may say, hey, I just love coffee, I love my job, but I would like to try something that can be better for me health-wise, but also great tasting, and we'll give them the best of both as well. And their body will tell them the difference.
Not only that, you're giving them the both worlds. Again, let me give y'all a little bit more explanation. In terms of Organo Coffee, of what these guys is actually distributing and helping people learn a little bit more about, they also are giving you a chance to become a distributor. And I'm going to let them actually do a presentation of what they would do in terms of what people that would anywhere from 5 to 10 people in one particular place. Sometimes, what's the amount of people that you guys may have inside in terms of one of your five?
Oh, it varies. Like I said, a CJM could be as small as 2-3 people,
right,
to as high. We've done meetings where you got a few thousand. You know,
absolutely, absolutely. And you guys, you do also have on in terms of your website. Could they contact an actual person that's a distributor like yourself?
Absolutely.
If they want to learn the business, they can call. They can contact one of you guys.
Absolutely,
and be able to go. Well, without further ado, because I'm going to come back, I'm going to ask you guys a couple more questions. I would like you guys to prepare, because I know I don't have to tell you.
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead and do your presentation. I'm going to step away from it and bring a chair.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to take it from there.
Okay.
Again, Mr. Bass.
Latrice Miller.
Mr. Latrice Miller.
Absolutely, absolutely. And once again, we do appreciate everybody for listening in, and we'll be very brief because we really want everybody to get the experience of our company and the product, which is Organo. We're just, once again, just two individuals of a big conglomerate of bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. So what I would definitely say when it comes to our company and opportunity, we tap on 4 industries. And like I said, we won't go into full details, but I want people to understand that our company in a market and a time that's always shifting, whether recession or depression, we have the health industry, we have the internet industry, we have the home-based business industry, we have the coffee. And when you look at all 4 industries, they're recession-proof. So if you're going to be in a market to make income in America, you have to make sure that your product can test the times of how the market goes or the economy. And those 4 industries are always recession-proof. Why? Well, the internet is non-stop. Everybody has a cell phone of some nature. When it comes to the home-based industry, it's created more millionaires than any other industry. The health and wellness is by far the largest industry in the world, fastly approaching $1 trillion. So your health is everything. That's why we get into that industry. And then coffee. And whether people believe it or not, and I joke about this all the time, that we can do this here and talk about opportunities, but when they start visiting other planets, and I joke and say this here, I don't know what else is going to be in that ship, but I know for sure it's going back and forth to different locations, even out of this planet, they're going to have coffee on that ship, you know. And if you ask 9 out of 10 people, or 10 to 1 out of 20, doesn't matter, and you ask them, do you or anybody you know drink coffee or tea at least occasion, you're going to have most people say, I do drink coffee or tea. You also find that they'll say, I drink it every day, I'm never going to stop drinking it. And when it comes to forgetting, they never forget and they never have an end date. Those are all opportunities available when it comes to our business and opportunity. I know Mr. Miller also wanted to touch on just a little about our company and what it is in reference to coffee as well, because he's very, very educated in that, being a professional, running a company as well also.
You know, one thing I want to mention, we talked earlier about us having our own website. You know, you have your own personal website. But one thing, you know, that phrase, you ever heard that phrase, you make money while you sleep? In this business here, we're in 55 countries. While we are getting up, people are going to sleep. While they're going to sleep, we're getting up. So I have the opportunity while I'm sleeping to be making money because I have business in Africa. We have business in the foreign markets, Europe, and we have business in Asia and also in the Hispanic market. So this is a powerful, powerful business, you know, and it's growing and growing and growing. You know, when your money is tied to people's habit, that's powerful. This is not something that people, this is something that people want to do. And I don't have to persuade people to buy coffee. People are going to buy coffee anyway. I just have to share what I have. So this is a powerful, powerful business. And I love this business. It's a great opportunity. We have great leadership here. So, you know, if you're interested in changing your life and changing your destiny and doing something very powerful and looking at the market change, because it is definitely a market shift. He talked about the 4 industries that are powerful: internet, health and wellness, the coffee itself. You know, like he said, coffee is 1.6 billion people drink coffee every single day. But let's look at the market shift. Now, you know, when was the last time you ever heard of 2 old beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, or the sesame seed bun? We don't talk about that no more at McDonald's, right? Now when we talk about McDonald's, we talk about McCafe. You know, so McDonald's even know that where they're going is coffee. You know, if you look at Dunkin' Donuts, they don't have the donut sign on the logo no more. It's coffee, so everybody knows where it's going.
Absolutely. And once again, if you're out there listening, if you're interested in getting more information about the product, make sure you hit us up with the preferred customer as well as also distributorship. I do appreciate Mr. Miller and myself and also Mr. Sonny for having us on the show as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You guys, it's incredible. I mean, just sitting there giving an seeing a reference towards the whole coffee type business. This made me a believer, and I like what you just said in terms of ending the subject towards McDonald's. Like you said, special sauce, none of that even comes up no more.
Yeah.
McCafe, the first time a commercial comes on about McDonald's, it's normally about McCafe coffee.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's good to see you guys in terms of, I think after a while, you guys can go towards actually having a store within the States. I'm sure that's probably already talking.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure. But we are going to wrap this up right now. It's been a pleasure to have both of you gentlemen. I want to bring you guys back.
Absolutely.
And I want to hear a little bit, because I know I'm going to have viewers that's watching this show, and they would like to actually learn more about the business. Let's give them the website one more time.
The website is organogold.com and
Wallkill, WALLKILL.organogold.com.
Okay, and this number they can get in contact with.
Contact Latrice Miller at 845-527-0689.
And this show is broadcast on time, Cable Warner, which is channel 79 on Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Mondays at 9 p.m. And my name is Sonny. This is Sonny's new edition of Reaching for the Stars. And Organo Coffee is the plus for you guys to see.
Absolutely.
Take care. Hope to see you guys again. God bless.
Thank you.